been a hell of a story. It's been a hell of a journey, and I've loved every minute of it, you know. And I've left it all in the ring, and you can only do your best at the end of the day, you know. So I feel like I've given my all and given my best. And going back to the very first time I put a pair of gloves on, boxing saved my life, basically. You know what I mean? I could have been a down and out at the end of the day, and I put the gloves on to kind of focus on something and get away from the wrong crowds and stuff. And I believe I've made a good legacy, made a good stamp, and I'll be remembered for a respectful boxer and one who give their all. And unfortunately, the kind of dream is over.
Dowie here, Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat, and I am joined by Angelo Dragone. Angelo, usually I just kick into how you're doing, how you're feeling, but coming off the back of a loss where people want to ask about your injury, they want to ask about the eye, the cut and stuff like that, how are you healing up, how are you resting?
Yes, I'm feeling good. Obviously, after the weekend, it was a bit of a sad weekend. It was in a lot of tears after the fight. Obviously, it's heartbreaking. Second Welsh title challenge and kind of dream over, basically. I worked my ass off to get in those positions, and unfortunately the kind of dream is over. And obviously the cut was quite a really deep bad cut. I couldn't really see out of my eye after the 8th round, 9th round. Obviously the corner wanted to pull me out, and the doctors thankfully let me continue, because you know I'm like, I just never give up till I'm out cold, like, you know what I mean? But I worried on, and just, you know, seen the fight through, and Robertson was the well-deserved winner.
You say there the dream is dead, and obviously people who follow you on socials will have seen that you announced your sort of retirement from boxing. Is this it? Is this you walking away from the professional ranks?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Obviously, I've had you know what I mean? It's been in my head a little while, pre-fight, like. Just because obviously, as you can see, I've opened the gym and stuff. I'm working 60 hours a week, got my 3 children, family, and it's really hard, like, to be honest. I don't know how I do it, to be honest. And like walking through those doors Monday just made me realise, you know what I mean, how far I've come in boxing, even though I haven't got the title, and there's more to life and more to boxing. And I believe I've made a good legacy, made a good stamp, and I'll be remembered for a respectful boxer and one who give their all. And I mean, always been an exciting fight. I can't even remember a dull fight going back into the amateurs. They've always been in a full-on scrap, and just like, yeah, I've enjoyed every one, do you know what I mean? And as I'm climbing the ladder now, obviously you've seen the Dante Dixon fight, the Robbins fight. That, you know what I mean, I put a better performance against Tools and Dixon, because they're probably as more prepared. And then obviously Dixon was a 6th rounder, but I was tied in on Friday night. I only had a week off work, and I was just to make the weight. And you could see my energy levels wasn't the same. And obviously to compete with these full-time professionals, you need to be having time off work, and I just haven't got the time. Pro boxing doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately. People, it makes me laugh. People think I earn like 10, 15, 20 grand a fight. I'm like, I wish I was on that, like, but it's peanuts, and it's no good, like, to put myself through it, my family through it. And you can see the injuries now coming home, and you know what I mean, seeing my Olivia on FaceTime. She said at first, like, I said, Daddy, I don't want to do the fight no more. And even my father said, my father loves me fighting and stuff, and like he said he didn't want to, I mean, you got more to life and focus on what you've created here internationally, you know.
You've covered some amazing ground there, and some, for people that aren't maybe boxing fans and don't really know the game inside out, it looks quite glamorous, you know, and maybe the fighting doesn't look glamorous in the cuts, but it looks like, you know, you earn a lot of money and you get all these plaudits and you do interviews, you know, and whatever else. But the reality of it, like you're talking about there's the work, the cutting weight, your kids seeing it. Just wanting to... I was going to throw it back a little bit and talk about the amateur game and stuff like that, but we may as well stick with where we're at now. You're walking away from the game where... Well, tell you what, you came into this game with goals and aspirations. Yeah. What were the goals and the aspirations when you came in, first of all, to professional ranks? When
I came in, I just wanted to kind of win a Welsh title, to be honest. I've always been realistic in all my interviews. Like, I'll never beat the world champion, but I believe I had a Welsh title in me. Obviously, I come up short, and like... That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to bring pro boxing back to Llanelli or Carmarthen. Those were my 2 main goals. And unfortunately, I've come up short. Obviously, if I would have won last Friday, I would have hopefully defended the title in my hometown. But it wasn't to be, like, you know what I mean? And hopefully now I can bring some other champions through this gym, and hopefully the script is written that way, maybe, you know. But like I say, I got this gym to fall back on now, and obviously it's been a hell of a journey. Like, it's been 17 years in total. I haven't had as many fights as I should have in those 17 years, but it's been a hell of a story. It's been a hell of a journey, and I've loved every minute of it, you know. But I mean, I was down on the dumps on the weekend, but opening the door of this place just made me smile and realise, you know, at least I got this, like, do you know what I mean?
Your career is obviously defined by all of the fantastic fights you've had. You said there, you know, they were all scraps, they were all wars. It's been very much defined, though, by sort of your last 3 fights, if you want. And I know that you and Christian Twos have become quite good friends, but just wanted to very quickly dwell on that. Do you look back, and this isn't personal on Christian Twos or anything like that, but does that eat away at you a little bit, that really you clearly felt you should have walked away the Welsh champion that night? Does that eat away at you at all?
It did for a long time, to be honest. I was gutted for ages, like, because obviously I couldn't walk down the street with someone saying, "Oh, you were robbed, you were robbed, you were robbed," and it started doing my head in a bit, like. And obviously it was a hard loss to take, and I think I don't know, obviously I think was it COVID it then? I think afterwards then, and it's just like, you know, is it ever going to happen? And you know what I mean? You just thinking, and we'd obviously just take over in the gym, and you kind of, you know, stay ready, try and keep yourself in shape, and wait for these opportunities. And it's thankful, obviously, to get on the matchroom bill. And then I had another opportunity, never bite the cherry, but you know what I mean? I wouldn't say I'm not good enough to win a Welsh title. I just feel, you know what I mean? We've been beat by obviously the better fighter last Friday. I could have gone my way 2 years ago, but you know, I mean, you can't dwell on these things, and you got to keep moving forward, you know.
Yeah, they were decisions, I guess, that were taken out of your hands, weren't they? So there's sort of no shame in that at all. It's not something that you necessarily.
People know the kind of result they thought there was. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I could be the not pretend Welsh champion, but you know what I mean. Welsh champion we should have been.
And boxing is it's a cruel sport. It's a cruel industry, isn't it? Really, but it gives and it takes away and stuff out. And some people leave with less. You know, it's taken more from them than it gave them. Where do you place yourself on that scale? Do you think boxing's given you more than it's taken from you, or do you feel like boxing owes you something, or do you feel like you're stepping away the winner from your professional career?
Definitely stepping away the winner. Like, obviously going back to the very first time I put a pair of gloves on, boxing saved my life, basically. You know what I mean? I could have been a down and out at the end of the day, and I put the gloves on to kind of focus on something and get away from the wrong crowds and stuff. And you know what I mean? And that's why I want to inspire more kids and more youths and get them off the street and get them away from these wrong crowds, because that's something I've done, and I believe they could, you know, is going to be more people into boxing. You know, I mean, this is the place to be, rather than obviously going down those wrong paths. You know what I mean? So if I can inspire a few more people, then it's making my job more rewarding, and obviously I just want to help people, you know. So definitely walking away the winner then, you know.
As a boxer, you're always prepared for the next thing that's coming up. You're always in a camp looking for a fight, or there's talk of the next fight. You're always on to a next goal. You've got the business, you've got, you know, a lovely family around you, good friends and stuff like that. What's the next goal, and what's motivating you now?
Next goal is just obviously to just grow this gym, and just I want to obviously to give back to the community. Obviously, you know, this week now I've been doing a lot of disability class, and like I just want to give people opportunities just through boxing. Obviously, if I can make a few champions out of a few kids, and do you know what I mean? And this is my life now in the gym, and I just want to make it successful as I can. And obviously, this is my next journey and the next mountain to climb in, you know.
And you talk about, and we talked about this a few times ourselves, talking about bringing boxing back to West Wales, and the ideal was that you'd beat Robertson and you would bring it back down here as the champion and defend it. Can you bring it back another way? Is there, a Stallion Promotions? Are you looking to?
I've done a few shows myself, like White Collar, and a few kind of unlicensed boxing shows and stuff. But I do want to affiliate the gym now with the Welsh boxing, and eventually I want to get my pro license as well, training license. So I want to obviously turn people over. So down like West Wales, I think it's a good attachment area, like, because a lot of fighters travel to Cardiff, Newport, to get their kind of best gyms. But if I can create something here, it'd be even better. Like, so again, you know, I mean, 3-4 years time, I might have a few kids turning pro, and you know, I mean, hopefully you can do it that way, you know. But never say never, innit?
And what about, and I don't want to predict the future for you, but it's inevitable that you're going to get itchy knuckles one day, and it could be a year, it could be 2, it could be 3. What happens when that day comes? Are you trying to put in place a plan to stop you coming back to the ring, or is it just cross that bridge when we get to it?
Yeah, just cross that bridge when you get there. Never say never. Like, I've been offered by 2 promoters actually since the retirement to come on the road to be a journeyman. Obviously, you know, it's pretty good money on the road to fight every weekend. You'll probably get paid more what they pay now. So that has crossed my mind, to be honest. But I just don't want to like go in with a losing mentality. And obviously, you can get a lot more punch drunk that way as well. Do you know what I mean? Taking belts off his prospects and not really hitting him back and stuff is not really the way I want to go out. I want to go out on a high. Do you know what I mean? Even though I've come on the back of 3 losses, I'm still going out on a high. And I've left it all in the ring, and you can only do your best at the end of the day, you know. So I feel like I've given my all and given my best, and you know, I mean, who knows if something big comes up in like 2 years' time, you know, like these YouTube stars now, and they offer me a bundle of money, then maybe yes, but you know, I mean, we'll get there when we get there now.
And I don't want to sort of put this onto a negative note or end it on a negative note, but is there anything that you think back on that you regret? And I know that's going to be, there's bound to be things here and there, but is there anything that stands out to you? Do you know, oh, I could have done better in this camp, I could have been here, I could have been... Is there anything that you're just still dwelling on that maybe you need to resolve as you leave boxing? How's the mind?
I feel like I've given my all in all my training camps, to be honest, and all my fights I've given me everything. I wish, like, I mean, I could have like made the weight better in my last fight. I could have, you know what I mean, I had more time off work to prepare. But like, they're just kind of, you know, basic things really. But I don't regret anything. I'm happy I went down the route of fighting anybody. I told Richie, my manager, to get me I think in my third fight, I fought Rhys Saunders. Everybody thought he's going to knock me out. I said, keep on getting me these, you know, the best fights you can, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to a fucking tap record, going to 10, 11, 12 and all, fighting nobody. I want to be tested early on. I didn't have age on my time either, so I feel like I've got the respect from the boxing world community, and people in Wales respect me for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I can absolutely speak for everyone involved in Welsh boxing, whether that's media, coaches, everyone I've ever spoken to with you or about you, know that you're leaving this game with respect. There'll no doubt be times we speak again, you know, when you're talking to me about a prospect that you've got coming through who's fighting for his first world title or whatever it may well be. But what are the parting comments from you now? If I just gave it over to you for the last sort of minute, what do you want to end with? Anybody you want to thank? Anything you want to say? It's up to you.
Obviously, going back from day one, like Richie Garner, my manager, my trainer from day one, he's done an absolutely wonderful job, and I know in the backgrounds of, you know, people I'm not going to mention and slag managers off and promoters off, but I know how fighters really get treated, because I obviously am a professional boxer and I speak to professional fighters and how they're struggling to get fights and this and that. They get messed around by money. Richie Garner has been an absolute godsend to me, and he's got me the right fights. Everything I wanted, he's got me. He's got me 2 Welsh title fights. He's got me on Sky. He's delivered every fight possible for me. The money's always been right. He's got me the best deal. Even though promoters have tried to squeeze every penny out of it, he's got me better deals. And he is a truly great man. And his wife has done a lot for me as well. And it's not just a manager, he's a friend. He's always on the phone to me. After the Robinson fight, he took me home. He wouldn't let me go home to my house with my girlfriend and my kids. He wanted to take me home because obviously he didn't want me to have any concussion or anything. He's always there for me. When I broke my jaw, he was taking me to the hospital. So he's you know, I mean, he's more than a manager. So I want to say thank you very much to Richie and his family. Obviously Jason Hughes then took over the training, and he's done a wonderful job for me. He's been on the road taking me to Sheffield. There was loads of good sparring. and I've really improved under him, to be honest. And obviously, I didn't show what we did on the night last Friday, but you know what I mean. If anybody's in the Swansea area, we'll go fighting if they want to fight, and any personal training sessions or just being a tidy gym, just give Jason a shout, guys. He's an excellent trainer, and he's a very knowledgeable guy. Everyone who's bought a ticket off me over the last I don't know, about 4 years since I turned pro. I even took a good following when I was amateur. Like every single person who's bought a ticket and supported me, like it's meant the world to me. Like I mean, I've always had a good crowd. All my sponsors from day one, new, old, the ones that have been there from the start. Thank you very much. And yeah, just people like you as well, Dowie, like your crew, Kieran Gibbons. Everyone who's interviewed me, it's got me out there faster than I would get myself out there, you know. And you guys do an amazing job. It's all kind of voluntary, and I can't thank you all enough. Where's these kids? Come here, kids. Come here. Say goodbye to everybody. Come here. And these three beautiful children. Come here, Romeo. These are the reason why I work hard for these three beautiful children. And yeah, these are my babies, and cry now. And yeah, this is the reason why I work so hard, and I give them boxing my all, and hopefully one day these kids will realise how hard I've worked, and I can pay. They can look up to me to be very proud, you know what I mean? And I can secure their lives to the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do to this gym now, and give my all to my business and make you proud, innit? Yeah. Huh? Thank you, Dewey.
Angelo, I probably don't have the right to do this, but I thank you from boxing, from the local fans, from especially us at ESBR, for your generosity over the years, for your time, how you supported your local community, how you've always been honest and open. And for those people who maybe don't see you much outside of the ring or off camera, you're a gentleman, and the game needs more people like you. So, Angelo, thank you very much.
Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Say goodbye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.